Hi, I'm Steve Hunt. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm also a compassionate CPA, meaning a consultant for your prosperity and adventure. And I'm the owner of College Tax Refunds. And in general, my goal is to help you to prosper, to help you increase your wealth, and to pursue your own personal adventures or lifestyle and the dreams that you have. Today, I want to talk about passive income, which is closely related to another video I made a few days ago about how to retire within 10 years. That video was directed towards anyone who wants to retire within 10 years, but especially college students who want to retire just 10 years after college. And if you watch that, you will learn how you can make your first home or your next home purchase be a multi-family dwelling, a duplex, triplex, or fourplex. And if you are willing to live in one of your own rental units and allow the other renters in that building to pay for your mortgage, then you've eliminated what is the largest expense for most people and most families, and that is your personal mortgage or home expense or your rent. Somebody else is now paying that for you, which means that the money you would have spent on your own living expenses, the money you're getting from your regular job, can now be saved towards buying another rental property, which you can then move into. And you repeat this several times. And if you've done it over the course of 10 years, once every 2 years or more often, if you're able to bring in even more money, maybe you've got 2 wage earners in the household and you're making twice as much money, as I said in that video, from your normal daily jobs, you might be able to buy a new rental property every year and put even more money down. Point is that you can acquire these rental properties, which then become passive income producing assets, and they enable you to cover your expenses very quickly. And I want to point out that is what I said is the goal when you're trying to retire early. That's very important to remember, that to retire early, you need your passive income to exceed your expenses. And you can accomplish this by increasing your passive income or by reducing your expenses. I want to be clear, I'm not telling you to live on a new budget and to completely reduce your expenses to something that you're not comfortable with. In fact, I really want you to live in the way that you desire to live. So the first goal towards figuring out how to retire early is to figure out, what does that even look like? Imagine to yourself what it looks like for you to be retired. What is your dream life? When you've got enough, let's pretend for a second that you have passive income coming in from all kinds of sources. Visualize that. The money is in your bank account. The money is coming to you from rental properties and from businesses and from investments, and you have enough money. Now, how does your daily life look? Do you have more than one home or property? How many cars do you have? Where do you live? Do you have passes for your favorite theme parks or your favorite ski resorts or your favorite other activities and your workout and gym clubs? What kind of expenses are a part of your daily life? Really sit down and visualize with your significant other what your life looks like when you have enough money to cover everything that you want to do. And I would caution you to not just throw everything into the pot that you could possibly ever imagine, but really think, look, what fits you and your lifestyle and the things that you like to do. And how much then, once you've got a list of all the things you like to do, you then look at how much do these things cost? How much would it cost me to live this way that I've visualized? And then you will know your annual expenses. You can even divide that out into monthly. To take that total amount that it would cost you per year to live that way, divide it by 12 and you'll get your monthly expenses. And you can divide that down even further, divide it by 30 and you'll get your daily expenses. And then you'll know how much it costs you per day to live the way you want to live. And it might surprise you to find out that it's probably just a few $100s. It's not that much for most of us to live the way we want to live. And everything I've just said comes from a book by Tim Ferriss called The 4-Hour Workweek. If you want to look into that, you can learn a little bit more about figuring out how much it costs you to live the way you want to live. But that's the first step. Again, not to reduce your expenses to their minimum, but to figure out exactly what your expenses are. And then you can figure out, as I said just a second ago, how to get your passive income to exceed those expenses, and then you'll know when you can retire. Okay, once you know your living expenses, now the job is to increase your passive income and get that money to exceed those expenses. And in order to discuss that today, I want to go to an article that I found on the collegeinvestor.com, and it's written by, I'm borrowing from Alexa Mason. So she's got a couple different articles about passive income that I think you should go look up on your own. I hope she doesn't mind my sharing some of these ideas with you. I want to give her credit for these marvelous ideas, but you can basically just Google passive income ideas, and what you want to be doing is okay, I should mention this is also very related to another video I made just a few days ago about how you don't want a job. Why would you want a job? Why would you want a full-time work selling your time, 2,000 hours a year, all the time that you have to give to somebody for an amount of money that will not make you rich, that's making them rich? And there were a bunch of other reasons I gave you about why you wouldn't want a job. But you want to build passive streams of income so that you have more than one stream of income, so that if your boss says you're fired, you didn't just suddenly lose all of your income. You've got several other streams of income coming in, covering your living expenses, and then you can choose whether you want to go to work for somebody else or not. You can choose what you want to do because your income exceeds your expenses. So you want to build up several streams of income. I'm going to grab some checks here. The point is to get to a point where you've got checks coming in the mail regularly, obviously this is nice to look at since it's a whole bunch of financial checks, but money also comes through credit card payments and direct deposits and other things, but you want several streams of income coming in. All right, so we're going to take a look at a few ways you can build streams. The idea is to pick one basically every year. If, again, over the 10 years that you're working to retire by buying properties, also pick another passive income idea, maybe one per year, that you can build and create another stream of passive income. So here are some ideas that you can use to build real wealth. She says that passive income streams usually require an upfront investment, and she talks about how that can be a monetary investment or a time investment. And you put a lot of that energy or money in at the beginning, and then later, after that time or hard work or money, then they start to build some streams of income that are passive that you don't have to work on. Now, what I love about this article is that she links several places you can go to set up these passive streams of income and to learn more about each one. She talks about dividend stocks, where you can go to really learn about stocks that are providing good dividends. And you can, if you've got some money already to invest, maybe you're earning money from that other job that you have, the full-time work, she indicates where you might go to get some good returns on those dividends, on that investment. She talks about peer-to-peer lending, how there's companies out there like the Lending Club where you can deposit your money, and the Lending Club will help you loan that money to others who need to borrow, and they'll pay interest, of course, and you'll get 4 to 6% interest, which is better than any savings account you can get right now if you are doing some peer-to-peer lending. She talks about rental properties, which we've already talked about. And you can do the smaller properties, multifamily units, or you can also do larger business rental properties. She talks about high-yield savings accounts, money market funds, and CD ladders with your bank, talking to your bank or your investment brokers about ways that you can invest your money to get higher returns. And annuities are the same kinds of things that you can build up. And she talks in this article about investing in a REIT, or a real estate investment trust, meaning that if you really don't want to manage your own rental properties, but you would still like to be invested in rental property, in real estate, I should say. You want that appreciation that comes from land, because land is always going up in value. There's a limited amount of land in this world, and there's more and more people who want it, and so the value of land is increasing. So if you simply put your money into land, usually over time, the value of that land will go up, and that's a passive income investment. And if you don't want to deal with the land itself, you can put your money into a real estate investment trust, where a lot of people put their money in, and then somebody's managing that trust, and they are buying land, and the trust owns the land, and now you own a portion of that land because you own a portion of the trust. And so you're actually getting some of that return on that land, but you're not having to do the day-to-day, you don't have to actually do the day-to-day management of the land. She talks about how you could refinance your current mortgage because the rates right now are historically low. Because of coronavirus, because of other things with the economy, we have a very low mortgage rate system. And so if you refinance your current mortgage, you can get a better return on your money. Right now, maybe your mortgage is paying a 5-6% interest rate. You could refinance it at 3.5-4%, and that'll save you tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars over the life of the loan. And your payments might be smaller, which enables you to put more money away for building these passive income streams, for buying another property, for putting money into investing, for high dividend stocks, or anything else, you can be paying less interest on your mortgage, meanwhile putting more money away for retirement. Great reason to refinance your mortgage. Paying off your debts might be a great thing to do right now as well, because as you pay off your debts, then you can put that money towards your retirement. You can invest in a business. Now, I want to say that you might find a partner or somebody who's got a great business idea that you can loan them money, or you can become a partner with them, a passive partner where you give them some money and they start the business. Or I highly recommend every single morning and every night going to bed asking yourself this question, and in the morning asking yourself this question again, something along the lines of, what can I do today to continue using my personal talents to add value to the people around me? Or what can I do today to continue creating new passive streams of income, or to continue generating value and business ideas for the people around me? And if you ask yourself questions like that, again, either while you're in the shower, or if you go out and take a walk and ask yourself that question over and over, and you write down the answers that come to your mind, all of them. So when you're asking yourself, how can I use my talents today to increase the value, to create additional value energetically for the people around me, and you ask yourself that question over and over, ideas will come to you. Intuition will come. Write it down and follow the 1 or 2 or 3 at the most greatest, most exciting, most resonating ideas that come to your mind. And if you do that every single day, you're going to come up with business ideas. You're going to come up with ways you can create apps, or you can ways that you can blog, or videos that you can make, or things that you can do to help other people, and you will create ideas for passive income. And that's where investing in a business comes in to creating passive income. But I think she also talks in this article about investing in it slips my mind, a franchise, where there's already businesses created out there, turnkey operations that you just, if you've got some money, if you're living in a rental property and you're able to save up money faster, then you might have some money sitting around that you can invest in a franchise, and you can own a franchise business. And so investing in a business is a great way to create passive income. There are definitely businesses that you can set up that can be operated without your time and energy after the beginning phases. They can be completely outsourced to other managers, to people outside of the country. You can create businesses that do not require your day-to-day interaction. And of course that's possible because there are many people who own several businesses, and they certainly are not involved in all of their businesses. Other people are running them. And so passive income comes through a business. You can sell an ebook online, write something about your own ideas. You can create a course. She's got on Udemy. You can sell stock photos that you've taken, and you can license music. You can create music that can then be used. People are always looking for music to use in their YouTube videos or to use in their own programs. And if you have some talent in writing some music, you can definitely sell whatever it is that you're writing. You can create apps that help people. And there are people who will if you don't know how to program, you can go to Fiverr or to other websites where you can find people who do know how to program apps, and you can hire them for a few $100s or a couple $1,000s if the app is a really good idea and you want to create a really nice app, and you can hire them to create the app for you, and then you can sell that app for $1 or $2 for every download. You can do affiliate marketing where you hook up and create affiliate accounts with other businesses and share and drive business traffic to their businesses, especially if you're some kind of an influencer. You've created a web presence. If you decide you want to write a blog or create a video vlog, then you're able to drive traffic to those businesses by influencing, by sharing what you know about those businesses. Network marketing, and here they've got designing t-shirts. And then the point here with the designing t-shirts or selling digital files on Etsy, or I'm gonna say this is the idea of simply, creating something that you can sell, a small business, and create. So you've got two options for these kinds of small businesses. Like the Etsy one is where you get to actually personally create something with your talents, create something that adds value. If you're artistic, or if you know how to work with wood, create something, sell it on Etsy. But also designing t-shirts is something where you can come up with ideas with products that you can sell, and you can have somebody else is printing those t-shirts, somebody else is creating that product. You're not doing it in your home, you don't have the inventory in your home, but you're drop shipping. Again, the 4-Hour Workweek book by Tim Ferriss talks about how you can create this kind of a business where you've got an idea, you've got somebody else making the product, and then you've got a web page set up, and people are ordering it online, and then the web page is automatically ordering it from your supplier, and it's drop shipping it to the people who are wanting that product. And so you're getting passive income every day. It's key to realize that you don't need to create $1 million company. You don't have to have $1 million idea. You don't have to have a business that creates hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. You just need little streams of income that add together. So if you've got an idea that can create a single 2, 3, 4 sales a week, that's all. And those sales bring in, $50 to $100 for you. You're talking about $100, $200, $500 a week coming in passively. Eventually, you might have a $1,000 per week idea where you got something that makes 10 sales a week and each one earns you $100. That's $1,000 a week. That's $50,000 a year or $25,000 a year. If you've got little streams of income that are each bringing in $10, $25, $50,000 a year, you're very easily going to cover your living expenses for whatever dream life you could plan if you've just got several of those ideas. More franchise ideas are to have a car wash. You can get a car wash franchise that you own. That's always bringing in passive income once that car wash is built. And another one she's got down here at, where is it? Number 25, storage rentals. If you own storage rental property and people are paying you monthly to just store their junk, you don't even have to deal with people complaining about leaky faucets and about other problems on the property where they live. You're not a landlord. They're just storing their stuff there. Stuff doesn't complain. So that's a great way to earn passive income, is to buy storage rentals. I skipped one where you can, this is less passive, where you rent out your properties on Airbnb. Now, maybe if you own a few properties and you have somebody else managing those properties and somebody else cleaning those properties, it can become completely outsourced and passive. Or you can simply rent out a room or your own property on Airbnb, and you can also rent out your car on like Turo.com. This is an interesting way to make passive income or semi-passive income if you rent out your car, because my understanding is that some people are making $1,000 a week, $2,000 a month, $1,500 a month or so renting out their car on Turo.com and some other peer-to-peer rental services like that. And so that's more than enough to cover the payment on a leased car. If you're getting $1,000 to $1,500 a month renting out a nice car, you can afford to go buy or lease a nice car at $400 a month, and now you're going to be pocketing $600 or $1,000 a month on some car you didn't even own. You went and leased a brand new nice car for $400 a month, and you started renting that out. People only have to rent it about 2 weeks of the month, and you're pocketing $600 to $1,000 a month on that brand new leased car. That's passive income right there. Meanwhile, you've got a nice car you get to drive around for 2 weeks a month when somebody else isn't driving it around. You can also go buy vending machines, laundromats, so people are putting quarters and dollars into your machines and you're getting passive income that way. And there's cashback reward cards, cashback sites. Those are just ways where you can make sure that all the money that you're regularly spending is that you're saving money, that you're not just using some credit card or some debit card just to buy all of your daily living expenses and not getting that extra 2 or 3 or 4 or even 5% cash back, to make sure that you're getting a little bit more money back on all the things you're buying. And there's other ways that you can make money. She's talking about getting paid to have an app on your phone or saving up to 30% on your electric bill. If you want to know how to do these things, I've talked about briefly each of these 30 ways to create passive income. She goes into depth on all of these things and has links about where you can invest in dividend stocks, how you can open an account at Lending Club, how you can get started at figuring out how to invest in multifamily or single family or farmland investment properties, how you can find and invest in high yield savings accounts and CD ladders, annuities, investing in the stock market, investing in a real estate investment trust, reducing your debt and refinancing your mortgage. Links here on all these things, how you can invest in businesses, other people's businesses, your own businesses, Okay, you may have to, of course. Here she shifts to these ideas that maybe require some time up front, like writing an ebook or creating a course or selling stock photos or licensing your music. Like we said, creating an app. All these require a little bit of upfront time investment. Designing t-shirts, coming up with these creative ideas. And then here's one that they're not totally passive, but they're semi-passive. Listing your place on Airbnb, running a car wash, renting out your car, vending machines, storage rentals, laundromat. And here's some easy passive income ideas, or basically she's just saying, last I wanted to point out a couple of easy, I don't think that these are not considered passive income, but see, if they reduce your expenses, look, as the old phrase and saying goes, a dollar saved is a dollar earned. It's true. I mean, if you're going to go out and earn a dollar, okay, that's the same, it has the same impact on your personal net worth if you simply saved a dollar. So here are some ways to save a dollar by getting cashback reward, and then you can have cashback sites where you can get extra cash back when you spend money there, okay, and saving on your bills. Again, saving is earning. Now, the same author, Alexa Mason, has another article on The College Investor where she talks about 3 ways to make $50,000 per year without working with using passive income. And she says, and this is key, I love this because this is the way I believe. Conventional wisdom tells you that you're supposed to go to college, get a good job, get married, take out a loan for your school, for your wedding, for a car, for furniture, for a house, work hard for 30 years to pay off all that debt that you accumulated, and hopefully by the time you've been working for somebody else and paying off that debt for 30 years, you will have saved up enough to retire. Again, you will have enough in the bank that your interest alone, your dividends and interest alone coming from that passive, from that savings, is going to cover your living expenses. You should be creating the passive income now, not creating it for 30 years in the future. And she says there's another way to live. You don't have to go the traditional route, and that's a freeing thought, that you can be in the driver's seat of your own life. And so she says, how do we create that passive income so that our time isn't being exchanged for money? Okay. And she says most people could happily live on $50,000 per year provided they had no debt. And I would add, and no living expenses. If you don't have a mortgage, if you don't have, I don't mean living expenses, but no house expense. If you don't have to pay rent or pay a mortgage and you've got no debt, you've just got $50,000 a year to spend. That's actually, for most people, going to be sufficient enough to live. So she wants to explain in this article how you can generate $50,000 of passive income, which means then you can retire if that passive income will exceed your expenses. She talks about front-loading your life, meaning working hard now so that you don't have to work hard later. Basically, she's saying getting the momentum going right now to create that passive income. That's what front-loading is about. Okay, and I'm going to skip an ad here. She says owning 10 rental properties that net you $420 per month each is going to get you $50,000. I talked about that in my other video. That it's her first way to get $50,000 a year is to own 10 rental properties. It's hard to do that right up front right now, but you can do it over the course of 10 years. And I would indicate 10 rental units might be enough here. Okay, how to become a real estate investor. She talks about that right here. And to accrue $1 million worth of dividend stocks, which will take some time, but you get started right now. And finally, she talks about investing in a business. She says, and she refers to that 4-Hour Workweek book I've been referring to all along by Tim Ferriss. She says, I don't want to sound all 4-Hour Workweek here, but outsourcing a business is possible. Her dad owns 3 businesses, 2 department stores and 1 greenhouse, and he works at one of the businesses. The other 2 are outsourced. So it's definitely possible to outsource your business. And she's tried copying this method, and she talks about how to do that. Okay, so I just want to encourage you to start thinking about how you can generate passive income in your own life and getting that passive income to exceed your living expenses. Visualize what those expenses are so that you can live the way you would like, and then start asking yourself every single day, how can I use my talents today to generate value, to create more passive income, and start following that intuition that you receive. Once again, my name is Steve Hunt. I'm the owner of College Tax Refunds. I want to help you build your wealth, and I am your counselor for that prosperity and adventure. your compassionate CPA. If you have any questions or comments, please put them in the comments below. If you have any ideas for videos I can make that can help you out to increase your wealth, let me know. Please subscribe. Please share this with others. Thank you so much for your time. What I want to ask you is, what did you think about these passive income ideas? What do you think? Put in the comments below, what do you think is the passive income idea that might be the easiest for you to get started with? What other passive income ideas have I missed and not covered that you feel like you could do or that other people should know about? Please share. Thanks so much. Have a great day.